Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday the 23rd of June. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and we've had quite a big sell-off through the Asian session. Now, yesterday's comments, etc., were relatively neutral. If anything, some were quite positive. But what we've seen here out of this sort of chop zone, which is sort of to be expected in the current climate, we've seen a sell through the Asian session. There are some sort of comments in terms of the Greece deputy parliamentary speaker saying that the current offer to creditors has looked difficult to pass and needs backing by coalition members. So it looks like it could be a problem itself within Greece in terms of putting through what they've suggested. However, there's since then I've seen making major progress in Greek negotiations. Believes an agreement will be reached this week. So there's plenty of positivity. There's not as if people are trying not to work towards a positive move here. Now we have done a Gartley pattern on the 4 hourly. Let me just highlight this pattern. So which is just past a fraction, but all we're looking at is this pattern that goes from here to here to here to here and back down here. Now this type of pattern often sees or I say often can see a reversal in terms of where we are now, and this is done an absolute classic move in terms of where we are. That's not to say we won't get a bit of overrun, but there is the possibility with the move we've had through the Asian session that we could get some support here and start moving to the upside. There's some possibility. There's no guarantees, of course. Now, if we do start moving upwards in terms of where I'd be looking for from a Gartley pattern, basically you're looking at the first sort of target. Always used to be a 618, so it's back into the chop zone, and that would mean going up and heading towards its daily pivot. If you look at the hourlies, the daily pivots up at 113.54. Come back to that 113.54, so 46. So it's just short of the 618, just short. But the next target then would be 127, etc. So there's a possibility we could grind out a bottom here and see some sort of rally, but it's a bit like catching a knife at the moment, but the daily pivot's untouched, and there's always that possibility. So during the morning, maybe looking at how this shapes up. At the moment, it's not in a nice position. It's sitting there amongst this prior mess over to the left hand side. In fact, I'm just sort of trying to look at other support levels. The 1.2 number, round number, may come in as a decent support level if it does continue selling through this area. There's just looking at that, so that sort of comes in with a 34 moving average and perhaps a 21 on the dailies, but that'd be quite some sell-off. So at the moment, looking weak, but with the potential of a reversal. Cable. It's never good when the cable's done a similar sort of move here. It's moved right the way down through the Asian session. Well, of course that's on a weaker session, and we could see these sell-off recaptured, recouped. Daily wise, we're heading south towards this sort of daily 8 moving average. It is just finding some support off the weekly pivot there, which could hold. Again, we've got the daily pivot untouched above. If we can get sort of a break of this trend line, maybe. I mean, the trouble is we've got the 21, the 34. There's a lot of resistance sitting above us there, but there is the potential it could get back towards the daily pivot. The probability is reasonable. However, continued sell-off. I'm just looking at the 200s, not that far away, and it may just want to push on for that. Looking at the dollar yen, and again we're seeing sort of quite a move through the Asian session there, back into its upper band here, the underside of 21. 21 still pointing south, north rather, So we could see a continuation to this upside, looking relatively weak. However, if we see a weakness in other currencies, or strength in other currencies, the yen could do the same, and we could see a sell-off back somewhere towards the pivot. At the moment, as I say, with a lot of these, they're so far extended that you wonder if they've got a chance of getting there, because they're just pure probability. When it pulls away so far, we often see less of a chance, but it's done it through the Asian session, a weaker session in general, so that there is the outside possibility, or slightly lesser possibility. The way it's running at the moment, though, may just run up towards its R2 and beyond. But difficult one with the markets like this first thing in the morning. The Aussie's not helped us either. It's sitting there, same sort of pattern as come back and look at the dailies. Has been weak. Again, it's done a bit of a Gartley-ish pattern here. We've seen an A, B, C sort of pattern after a decent strong move up. Let's just see where we are in terms of quick measure. So that's okay. It's gone out of sync really in terms of what I'd normally look for. It's gone two Fibonacci levels further on this second move, but it is trying to push itself back up there. So we will see, should have seen at least a one-to-one move on this wave to the second wave here, or short of a one-to-one. Okay, looked like it had done a reasonable one-to-one move there, but a little bit short. So maybe there could be some more downside. It's back in this big chop zone. I really struggle when currencies just get back into chop zones and you can't really see a direction. Now, of course, it's statistically we've got the possibility of it coming towards its daily pivot. It's right on the brink of that. Could be a slow one. It generally is relatively slow during the daytime. There, as I say, maybe a possibility that could come towards the daily pivot. If it keeps on selling off, well, again, you're sort of looking right over to the left here to last week in terms of sort of low areas. We've got the S2 below us, and then still potentially we've got those prior lows there on the MIDI. So there are support areas below us and where we may find support. But to say at the moment, looking weak, but there is potential for reversals in these markets. In terms of what's out today, we've got some flash news coming out for Europe. We've got the French and German flash manufacturing and services numbers, which can create a bit of volatility at 8 and 8:30 respectively. And then we've got the whole figure at 9 o'clock, which generally creates less volatility. We've got FOMC member speaking this afternoon at 1 o'clock and core durable goods at 1:30. So that's the US FOMC, sorry. So there is possible periods there of volatility coming out through the session this morning and then early afternoon. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.